The years 418 to 421 AD were marked by a series of powerful earthquakes that shook the very foundations of the ancient world. The most devastating of these seismic events occurred in 418 or 419 AD, leaving an indelible mark on the historical record. Its epicenter remains uncertain, but its impact was felt across vast stretches of the Roman Empire, from Greece to Asia Minor. Chroniclers of the time, struggling to convey the scale of the disaster, described it as one of the most powerful earthquakes in human memory. The very earth seemed to convulse, unleashing a wave of destruction that reshaped landscapes and shattered communities. This earthquake was not a single isolated event. It was followed by a series of aftershocks that continued to ripple across the affected regions for months, if not years. These tremors, though less intense than the initial quake, added to the devastation. They hampered rescue efforts and sowed fear and uncertainty among the survivors. The prolonged seismic activity served as a constant reminder of the raw power of nature and the fragility of human existence. The earthquake struck at a time when the Roman Empire was already grappling with internal strife and external threats. The disaster exacerbated these existing tensions, stretching the empire's resources thin and testing its resilience. In the aftermath of the quake, entire cities lay in ruins, their inhabitants either dead or scattered. The once thriving centers of commerce and culture were reduced to piles of rubble, serving as grim monuments to the destructive forces unleashed by the earth. The earthquake of 418 to 421 AD serves as a stark reminder of the power of nature to disrupt and reshape human civilization. It highlights the vulnerability of even the most advanced societies to the unpredictable forces that lie beneath our feet. This essay will delve into the specific impacts of this catastrophic event, exploring its effects on landscapes, cities, and the lives of those who lived through it. The most immediate and visible consequence of the earthquake was the dramatic reshaping of the landscape. Entire towns and villages were swallowed whole by the earth, their inhabitants buried beneath tons of rubble. The ground cracked and shifted, creating chasms that split fields and diverted rivers. Mountains trembled, sending avalanches of rock and debris crashing down into valleys below. The earthquake also had a profound impact on the region's water systems. In some areas, springs and wells that had flowed for centuries ran dry, their sources choked off by the shifting earth. In other places, new springs gushed forth from the ground, their waters sometimes tinged with minerals or sediment churned up from the depths. These changes in water availability had a profound impact on agriculture and human settlement patterns. The earthquake's impact on the landscape was not limited to the immediate area around the epicenter. Tsunamis, triggered by the seismic activity, raced across the Mediterranean Sea, inundating coastal communities and reshaping shorelines. The force of the waves was strong enough to breach harbour defences, tossing ships onto land and leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The earthquake served as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of land and sea, and the potential for even distant events to have devastating local consequences. The transformation of the landscape had a profound impact on the people who called this region home. Farmers lost their fields, their livelihoods destroyed by the shifting earth. Shepherds were forced to find new grazing lands for their flocks as familiar pastures disappeared or were rendered unusable. The earthquake forced a reassessment of where and how people lived, as communities adapted to a landscape forever altered by the forces of nature. The earthquake's impact was not confined to the land. The sea too felt its wrath, reacting with a fury that added to the devastation. Tsunamis, generated by the tremors deep beneath the ocean floor, swept across the Mediterranean, their waves crashing against coastlines with terrifying power. These were not merely high tides, but walls of water surging far inland and reshaping the very contours of the land. Islands, once havens of safety and commerce, found themselves overwhelmed. The sea, once a source of life and livelihood, turned traitor, swallowing homes, markets, and entire communities. What the earthquake did not claim, the sea often did, leaving behind a trail of salt-stained ruins as a testament to its power. Ships, caught in the path of the tsunami, were tossed about like driftwood. Harbours, once bustling with activity, became scenes of chaos and destruction. Vessels laden with goods or returning from distant voyages were dashed against rocks, their shattered remains a grim reminder of the sea's unpredictable nature. The earthquake disrupted trade routes and isolated communities that relied on the sea for their survival. The sea, often a symbol of constancy and timelessness, revealed its capacity for sudden and utter destruction. The earthquake of 418 to 421 AD left its mark not only on the land, but also on the collective memory of those who lived through it, reminding them of the formidable power of the natural world. Section 4. A Trail of Devastation by Bythinia, Hellespont and Phrygia. While the earthquake's impact reverberated across the Mediterranean, certain regions bore the brunt of its fury. Among the hardest hit were the Roman provinces of Bythinia, Hellespont and Phrygia, all located in present-day Turkey. These regions, known for their fertile lands and bustling cities, were left reeling from the disaster. Bythinia, situated on the shores of the Black Sea, was renowned for its thriving cities like Nicaea and Nicomedia. The earthquake reduced these urban centers to rubble, killing thousands and leaving countless others homeless. The region's infrastructure, including roads, bridges and aqueducts, was severely damaged, making relief efforts difficult and hindering the flow of essential goods. Hellespont, the narrow strait connecting the Aegean Sea to the Sea of Marmara, was a strategic waterway of immense importance. The earthquake caused widespread damage along its coastlines, impacting both Byzantine and Persian settlements. The tremors destabilized the region's precarious geopolitical balance, creating opportunities for conflict and unrest. Phrygia, located inland, was known for its agricultural productivity and its ancient city of Gordium, once the capital of the Phrygian kings. The earthquake wrought havoc on the region's farmlands, destroying crops, collapsing irrigation systems and causing widespread famine. The city of Gordium, already in decline, suffered further damage, its ancient ruins crumbling under the force of the tremors. The devastation in these regions highlighted the far-reaching impact of the earthquake. It was not just a local disaster, but a calamity that affected entire provinces, disrupting trade, agriculture, and the very fabric of life in these once prosperous regions. Section 5. In the wake of disaster, famine, plague, and a raging sky. The earthquake's devastation went far beyond the immediate destruction. It set off a chain reaction of calamities that continued to plague the affected regions for years to come. Famine, a constant spectre in the ancient world, tightened its grip as crops failed. Storehouses were destroyed and trade routes were disrupted. People already reeling from the loss of loved ones and homes now faced starvation. With sanitation systems compromised and bodies left unburied, disease followed close behind famine. Plague, a scourge that had ravaged the Roman Empire in previous centuries, found fertile ground in the aftermath of the earthquake. The sick overwhelmed what remained of the healthcare system, and mass graves became a common sight. As if the earthquake, famine and plague were not enough, the heavens themselves seemed to reflect the turmoil on earth. Chroniclers of the time recorded unusual weather patterns, including prolonged droughts, torrential downpours and unseasonal storms. These events, often attributed to divine wrath or cosmic imbalances, added to the sense of despair and uncertainty that gripped the affected populations. A particularly ominous sign was the appearance of a bright comet in the sky, its fiery tail blazing for weeks. Comets, often viewed as harbingers of doom in the ancient world, fueled anxieties and superstitions. The comet's appearance, coinciding with the earthquake and its aftermath, seemed to confirm the belief that the gods were angry and that the world was out of balance. Section 6. Echoes in Time, the enduring significance of a catastrophe. The earthquake of 418 to 421 AD, though lost to the mists of time, offers profound lessons for our understanding of the past and our preparedness for the future. It stands as a stark reminder of the raw power of the natural world and the vulnerability of even the most advanced civilizations to its capricious whims. It compels us to acknowledge the interconnectedness of our planet, where an event in one corner can send ripples of consequence across continents. The earthquake's impact on the late Roman Empire, already grappling with internal divisions and external pressures, highlights the fragility of complex social and political systems. It underscores the importance of resilience, adaptability, and collective action in the face of adversity. The stories of survival, resilience, and rebuilding that emerged from the rubble offer a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure and overcome even the most daunting challenges. Today, as we grapple with the challenges of a changing climate and the increasing frequency of natural disasters, the earthquake of 418 to 421 AD serves as a sobering reminder of our own vulnerability. It underscores the importance of investing in disaster preparedness, building resilient infrastructure, and fostering international cooperation to mitigate the impact of future calamities. The earthquake of 418 to 421 AD may be a distant echo in the annals of history, but its lessons resonate with profound relevance in our time. By studying the past, we gain valuable insights into the forces that shape our world and empower ourselves to create a safer and more resilient future.